Hey guys, how's it going? So, today you're going to be in your next lesson for Chapter 3. This is going to be on reporters, which are just another type of custom block. This is going to be your last lesson of this chapter, so you guys have a project coming up really soon. So first, let's start with something that you guys might have needed for the last lab. At some point, you needed to calculate whether a number was divisible by another number. There's actually an operation called modulus in math that can help. Modulus is basically the remainder of a division operation. So when you do something like 8 mod 2, that actually means the remainder of 8 when 8 is divided by 2. So the remainder when 8 is divided by 2. And in this case, that would be 0. Let's do a couple more examples just so you guys get the idea. 10 mod 2 is... So when I divide 10 by 2, I get 2 remainder 2, if you remember doing division like you might have first learned in elementary school. So here the remainder is going to be 2, and then let's do 27 mod 6. What's that? Well, 6 times 4 is 24. There's a remainder of 3, so that gives you 3. I'm sure you guys will use mod a lot more if you guys keep doing computer science. It's actually a really common thing, and it's used a lot in logic math. But for now, this is all you'll really need to know about it. Basically, in your case, it's just the remainder of a division operation. Now let's go straight into our lesson. So, we've been learning a lot about custom blocks. So far, you've learned how to make a custom block. It's in the Variables tab, and then how to take input with a custom block. You've learned how to use variables, and you've also learned how they're different from the inputs that you give into a custom block. Today, you're actually going to learn how to give output from your custom block. So, think about some of these blocks. The exposition block, answer, picking a random number from 1 to 10. What do they all have in common? Take a little note, write it down in your notebook, and then come back and start the video. Okay, now we're back. Hopefully you guys realize that these blocks all give some kind of output. The exposition block gives you the current exposition of the mouse. The answer gives you the last thing the user typed. And pick a random number gives you a random number between those two. So what they all do is return or report a value. And this value is actually given to another block that makes a command. You'll notice that for these blocks, you can't just put them in and snap them to other blocks. They need to be inside input fields and inside comparing fields and things like that. And that's basically what we're going to learn how to make in Snap. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so first you're going to go back to this, pretty much the normal. You're going to go to make a custom block, and this time we're going to make a reporter. Let's make a reporter for saying a number is greater than 5. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to add an input, and that's going to be our variable, and then you'll notice this little report block. That's what we're going to be using to give back the output to the user. And let's see, I'm sure you guys could write this program pretty easily now. Greater than 5, or I'm going to go over here, grab the greater than block, drag over our variable, and then when it's greater than 5, I want to report true. And let's duplicate this. And when it's not greater than 5, I want to reply with false. Okay. Now this is what a basic reporter looks like. It can be more complex if you need to use a bunch of if statements, loops, etc. You can put all of that inside a little reporter and have it get back an answer. Okay, Now I'm going to press OK, and we should see our reporter here. And now if I give this a number, look, that's true. And number 2, nope, that's not greater than 5. That's exactly what we expect. Okay, that's pretty much all you need to know in order to make a reporter. You can make different types of reporters, and they can be really useful in order to return input for other operations that you need. Now, there's one other type of reporter. Let's look at these blocks. The touching block, the less than or greater than block, and then also the and block. What do they all have in common? Think about that one, write it down in your notebooks, and come back to the video when you're done. Okay, hopefully you guys realized that for these blocks, they also return output. Return or report output, but it's always true or false. And that's all a predicate is. It's the same as a reporter, but it's a special case where it returns true or false. That's just something that we do so often that we have its own type of block. So over here, if you guys realize what I actually did, greater than 5 was actually a predicate and not a reporter. So I should go and fix that. I'm going to duplicate and copy all this over. Forgot to give it a variable. Okay. Now we have our actual one. This one's a predicate. You need to notice the angle brackets, and it does the same thing as our reporter did. That's just a special type of reporter. That's really all you'll need to know about predicates. You'll have another lab on these topics, and if you had trouble with the last lab, remember, look back at the beginning of this section, learn what mod is. That's an operation that you might want to use again in the future. Alright, that's all guys. Thank you.